Your Excellency, the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, Your Excellency, the Vice President-elect, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, and honorable members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good afternoon. My name is Kweifio-Okai, a broadcast journalist with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. I extend my warmest greetings and heartfelt gratitude for the opportunity to address you, though from a distance, on this deeply important theme, ending the cycle of vengeance. I regret being unable to join you in person, but I stand with you in spirit as we reflect on how our nation and our world can break free from the destructive grip of revenge and move forward on the path of peace. The desire for vengeance is a deeply human emotion. It often arises from pain, betrayal, or injustice. But when vengeance becomes a cycle passed down through generations or embedded in political discourse, it poisons the well of national unity and corrodes the foundation of our democracy. Vengeance is not always shouted from rooftops. It often whispers through our communication. Consider the verbal expressions, I will make them pay, or we will teach them a lesson. These phrases signal not only pain, but a dangerous intention to settle scores. But more insidiously, non-verbal communication often reveals the desire for revenge. The cold stare in a parliamentary debate, the deliberate exclusion of political opponents from decision-making, the use of silence as punishment, or even inflammatory social media imagery. I would like you to take a critical look at these past incidents that took place on the floor of Parliament, that is Ghana's Parliament, in 2024. These signs should not be ignored. In fact, they are invitations, albeit painful ones, for dialogue, understanding, and ultimately healing. History offers both warnings and wisdom. In Rwanda, the 1994 genocide was fueled by long-standing cycles of ethnic vengeance. But the aftermath was a remarkable journey toward healing. Through the courts, the community-based reconciliation forums, where even the gravest wounds were acknowledged and addressed. Closer to home, Ghana's 2002 Yendi conflict between the Abudu and Andani gates of the Dagon chieftaincy shows how vengeance can fracture communities. Yet in 2019, through the painstaking efforts of national leadership and traditional councils, reconciliation was brokered and a new Yana was enskinned. Proof that peace is possible when leaders choose reconciliation over retribution. Ending the cycle of vengeance is not just a moral obligation, it is a political responsibility. Leaders must set the tone both in speech and in action. Let us imagine a member of parliament responding to criticism not with insults, but with understanding. I hear your frustration. Let us find a better way. Or a president appointing advisors from all political backgrounds as a symbol of unity, not division. Such acts may seem small, but symbolically, they are powerful non-verbal messages that say we are done fighting, we are ready to heal. So how do we transform the language of vengeance into language of peace? Firstly, acknowledge the hurt. Genuine reconciliation begins with listening, not just hearing, but listening with empathy. 2. Promote truth-telling. As seen in South Africa's Truth and Reconciliation Commission, victims and perpetrators must be given space to speak and be heard in dignity and without fear. Thirdly, encourage forgiveness, not forgetfulness. We don't erase history, we learn from it. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is wisdom to choose peace over pride. As a journalist at the nation's premier media firm, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, I've had the privilege of gathering and reporting news happening in the country. I must say I am truly grateful to God for the people of Ghana. I must commend our leaders for championing peace and security. Both political divides have demonstrated a willingness to ensure that the country remains calm and peaceful. In one of the reports I did for the news, President John Dramani Mahama called for peace to be restored in the northern region.
The Ghana Armed Forces is engaged in several theaters to maintain peace and security in our nation. One major flashpoint continues to be the Boku area. Only 2 days ago, an incident in a marketplace triggered an unfortunate loss of lives and criminal vandalism of property. I wish to emphasize that nobody gains from this situation of conflict and insecurity. We have triggered the Otumfor mediation process, which saw all stakeholders participate in discussions in Kumasi on a roadmap towards peace.
I was also there live to report the agitations made by supporters of the New Patriotic Party calling for the immediate release of the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the party, Mr. Bernard Ntribu-Estiakun, popularly known as Chairman Muntimi, at the office of the National Investigations Bureau. The former Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, arrived, and what did he do? He urged the supporters to be calm and not allow the scuffle to erupt in violence. Take a look at this video.
Hello, we are sorry we have to break in and bring you a developing story where some NPP members and supporters have gathered at the NIB headquarters where Chairman Wontumi has been detained, and they are seeking his release. And we have our reporter Cadmill on the ground to tell us what he's gathered so far. Cadmill, what have you gathered so far?
The NPP supporters are demanding the immediate release of Chairman Wontumi. However, the security personnel are saying that they have to follow due procedure, they have to go through the right channel, they have to do the right thing, the investigation has to go on well before any form of release can be obtained. So they are currently here, they are saying, most of the NPP supporters here are saying that they are detained and saying that they are never going to leave here until Chairman Wontumi has been released.
I want to plead with all of you to remain calm as we work behind the scenes to make sure that he is out. I believe that we will be successful, but we have to be calm and not take the law into our own hands.
These are commendable approaches taken by our leaders on both sides of the political divide. Your Excellency, honorable members of Parliament, if we are to break the cycle of vengeance, it begins not with our laws, but with language, not with retaliation, but with reconciliation. Let our words and gestures be seeds of peace. Let the nation see in your example that we are not prisoners of our past, but authors of our future. And let history remember this moment, not as another banquet, but as the beginning of a new story, one in which vengeance gave way to vision and retaliation to reconciliation. Thank you, and may peace guide our hearts and our homes. God bless you all, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.